In the interest of time, we will keep the session very short. Delhi, Jaipur and Delhi, Agra, which are promptly tried by National Highway EV in 2021 and 2024. Today, with this session, we are going to start a technical trial of hydrogen and electric trucks on 9th September, right 30 days from now, between Chennai and Trichy. So, आप सबके मन में बहुत सारे सवाल होते होंगे इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रक्स को लेकर, हाइड्रोजन ट्रक्स को लेकर, एलएनजी को लेकर, इलेक्ट्रिक बसेस को लेकर, उनके बाइंग आउट, टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ ओनरशिप को लेकर, ये सारी चीज़ें एक साथ एक ही छत के नीचे कमर्शियल ट्रायल के तौर पर, ना कि सिर्फ टेक्निकल बट उनकी बिजनेस की कैसी रूपरेखा होगी उस पर लेके आ रहे हैं 9 सितंबर से 9 अक्टूबर के बीच में. सो विद दिस वी विल हैव द brief idea of the format that we are going to have couple of questions. I wanted to ask 2 questions from each one of our panelists, which in interest of time I will have to keep limited to 1 question. And then at end we also want to save some time for you guys to ask couple of questions. So sir, with this I want you to speak. We start with Mr. Mimani, that you have a very huge network. If I say डीजल के बाद और इलेक्ट्रिक के बीच में अगर कोई सबसे बड़ा नेक्स्ट अल्टरनेटिव फ्यूल नेटवर्क है सो वो एलएनजी और सीएनजी का है. बसेस में ज़्यादातर सीएनजी हैं और ट्रक्स में एलएनजी हैं. In this network you have been here for a long period of time. First of all, audience would like to know a little bit about your company, you, and then also your views that how this transition has to go forward, and for a technical trial companies or a piloting agencies like us, what we should keep in mind when we are conducting these technical trials.
Thank you, Abhijit ji. Thank you, Abhijit ji. Good morning, everyone. So, my name is Anand Nimani. Company name is Greenline Mobility. We are a very young company, but the idea is that we thought of creating this company was to decarbonize the road logistics of India. And when we thought about decarbonizing of road logistics of India, we said LNG is a very good transition fuel, which is an alternate fuel to diesel, working all across the globe. Long haul, heavy duty trucks, which is one of the most polluting areas in automotive, if that can be converted into LNG trucks instead of diesel trucks, there will be a huge saving of carbon dioxide that we emit, as well as it will also be a good cost saving mode from a long term for all logistics companies. So trucking in India is growing at a rate of about 8.8% growth today. And 4 million heavy duty trucks are already running with about 450 metric tons of pollution practically every month that we see. So with that, if we have to really decarbonize road logistics, our belief and our vision is that all long haul, whether you say Delhi, Bangalore, Delhi, Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, any type of a long route, we should deploy LNG powered vehicles, and all short hauls to start with of 150 to 300 kilometers of journeys, we should target to deploy EV vehicles which can be backed with some kind of a renewable power like solar or hybrid or something, so that when we deploy EV vehicles, we can actually say that we have really make our country green. We believe today we have already deployed 400 LNG powered vehicles across the complete north, west and southern of our country. So about 3/4 of our country is being covered and run with LNG powered vehicles. We believe the fuel efficiencies are better than diesel, decarbonizing, reducing of carbon dioxide and other gases up to 30% is very good, with our mission of reducing by 2030 that we have to bring down our carbon emissions by 30%. If this transition fuel can be used effectively, it's a good way forward.
Sir, I have a small follow-up question. I know you have yet to speak.
Sure.
3% of trucks which are 3XL are contributing 30% of emission. As a country, हम कहाँ खड़े हैं? 3% trucks, 30% out of the emission, उसमें जो बड़े वाले ट्रक हैं वो contribute करते हैं. 3% ट्रक को बदलने के लिए हमारे पास 10 साल, पीछे के 5 साल, 13 साल की फेम सब्सिडी. I don't know how many efforts has gone into it, but those 3% who are contributing 30% of emission are yet running on the roads. Sir, how do you see these transitions and the work going around in the industry to going and contributing in the transition? Follow-up question for you. Yeah.
So definitely those trucks have already lived their life, and there is a definite need for us to make a change. And we as logistics companies don't stand together and look forward for that change, we will never be able to make our country proud and a brighter future. This is not possible to be seen. So when we talk about decarbonizing, when we talk about logistics, we all have to have the mindset of changing our fleets to the most modern and the most new generation trucks that is currently being deployed in the country. Not just for the country, we also have to think about our drivers who are our captains, pilots of these vehicles. If you have to think about them, if you want that community to grow and you want that community to be available for the trucks to run, we have to make a change. Otherwise, that's going to be also a difficult ride, is what
And what is the prescription for piloting agencies like who are doing and taking trials of electric and hydrogen? What all things we should keep in our mind?
Sir, there is, in order to deploy EV vehicle or in order to deploy LNG vehicle today in the country, we should remember two things. They are definitely capex heavy. So please do not get into any kind of a discounting whenever you are deploying it for any of your customers. Today's date, we believe that every customer of ours also has a decarbonization mission. They all have a target to reduce scope 3 emission levels. So please do not try to discount, because the operating costs will be cheaper and it will help you recoup your capital expenses. So you should take trials, and you will find that if you put these vehicles for a longer tenure in comparison to diesel vehicles, your return would be fine, as well as the mission and visions would be accomplished as well. So,
thank you, sir. Very, I think, important insight. With this heavy question, I am moving to Uddhav. Uddhav, you are from logistic industry. Everyone sitting in the hall must be thinking about it. Cement companies, steel companies, CVAM, compliances, many of the things coming around and telling each one of us, reduce your carbon emission. If you will not do it, it will be difficult for doing business in coming time. For export, definitely it has started creating a difficulty. But when somebody takes a decision as a company or as a manufacturing unit to go for a logistic company or go for a logistic contract, what all things they keep in mind? Not only fuel. I think definitely there is more to do with it. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you everyone for having me here. Very valid questions, sir. So my name is Uddhav Kumar. I'm one of the CEO and co-founder of Linkit, and we're a technology supply chain company. Sir, our solutions now are running all over the world. We're running in Singapore, Germany, UAE, India, and wherever we look, the questions are very much common. Initially, everyone used to talk about three factors that we would term as R, O, and D. R was rates, because everyone cares about how cheaply you can deliver. They also cared about O, which was OTIF, on time and full. So speed and accuracy was a very important thing in logistics in whichever industry you're in. And D was digital initiatives, which is something that's coming up very often. If you look at any company these days, when they're approaching transporters or a warehouse or any kind of 3PL, they are very concerned about what are the digital initiatives that you have. Okay. How much visibility will you give me? Will I know where my cargo is? Do you have a ERP that invoicing can happen on time? Okay. The fourth factor that's coming up even more now is S. So it's now become from rod to rods. S stands for sustainability. So like Mr. Memani spoke about scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, this is one very important factor that's coming up now. A lot of customers who are very concerned about their ESG norms, especially if you look at the international companies which are now coming into India, right? They have and are still governed by the headquarters. So of course, most publicly listed companies in India anyways have to worry about ESG, but the companies that are outside of India do have it a little bit higher on their priority list. And these companies are looking primarily at supply chain and transportation from a perspective of sustainability.
Right.
The good thing about electrification that we've seen now is that a lot of transporters now are adopting electric vehicles and electric movement, not just from a sustainability angle, but from the first perspective of the rates.
Okay.
So, like Mr. Mawani said, that yes, there is a higher capex that might be involved. The operational cost of running EVs is far lower. So now, if you start looking at even quick commerce companies, all the deliveries are happening on the small electric bikes and scooters. If you look at three-wheelers, companies like OSM or any of these other companies that have also been involved with us on the NHAV trials.
Right.
In the last few months, electric three-wheelers have actually surpassed ICE three-wheeler sales overall.
Okay.
So we're not seeing so much on the private movement side, yes, but on the commercial side, the adoption of EVs with transporters and 3PLs is sometimes surpassing now that of ICE. So I think that when companies are looking at transporters now, they're not just looking at things from an accuracy point of view or speed or rates, but they're also looking from a sustainability angle. And I think that NHAV there is going to play a very critical role in sort of giving the confidence to companies to know that this sustainability initiative that they're working towards is not far away. It's quite close and it's a reality.
What I take from your input is not only fuel, but there are a lot of 6-7 decision makers for a manufacturer or for a industry to choose a logistic company. Visibility, digital, tracking, their location, how they can be built. There are a lot of things which you have noted. Very significant. Going forward, I think we'll come back if we get some time to do it. But Anirudh, you have been traveling across electric, hydrogen, CNG, LNG. What is your comparison that how this travel, how this transition in India's zero towards net zero should go on? Which all are priorities? What is your takeaway being a think tank and also very technically involved into getting deploying sensors in Delhi when we were having a lot of confusing data coming up कि कभी कोई कहता था पराली से धुआं आ रहा है, कभी कोई कहता था आग लगाने से हो जा रहा है. So then literally I think ICCT is one of those organizations who went and they installed actual physical emission sensors on the road, and the data came and told us that majority of contributor are large trucks which go unchecked inside the city. They wait on the border of the city for the कौन सा टाइम बोलते हैं उसको नाइट का जो टाइम होता है नो एंट्री खुलने का, उसमें वो 8-10 घंटे वहाँ वेट करते हैं, फिर जाके वो अपना सामान डिलीवर करके आते हैं. सो एज ऑफ नाउ हाउ ऑर्गेनाइज वी आर इनटू मेकिंग लॉजिस्टिक्स हब्स, दिस ऑल हैज बीन ओनली कॉन्सेप्ट और रियलिटी, वेयर आर वी सिटिंग इन द ट्रांजिशन ऑफ नेट जीरो?
Thank you, Abhi. So when looking at shifting to a cleaner fuel type, there are two considerations generally from the point of view of logistics operators. One is the environmental angle and the other one is economic angle. When we see from an environmental angle, there are 3-4 fuel types, clean fuel type options that are being made available. So one of them is CNG, the other one LNG, the other one battery electric, the other one is hydrogen fuel cell electric. So there are 4-5 fuel types that are being pushed as cleaner fuel types. But in our research, what came across very clearly is that India has a 2070 net zero target, and to meet this net zero target, there are only 2 technologies that can deliver on this target. One is battery electric, the other one is hydrogen fuel cell electric. These are zero tailpipe emitting technologies. These are the only 2 technologies available as of today. Even within these 2, hydrogen fuel cell electric is currently not yet at a commercialized level, whereas battery electric trucks, I don't know how many of you are aware, there are almost around 500 to 600 battery electric trucks already running in India. I'm talking about the heavy battery electric trucks. These are mostly around 400 trucks have been deployed by Adani in Adani's related ports, whereas the other 150-200 trucks are running between cities like Chennai and Bangalore, states like Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, and in Odisha by Tata Steel, Dalmia Cement and all. So what the experience of these operators has been is that they are, yes, the lower running cost is actually a truth for battery electric trucks, and the higher acquisition cost is also true, but that is offset by the lower running cost, like Mr. Uddhav has mentioned earlier. When I talk about the economic angle, which is of interest to logistics operators, there is this total cost of ownership which should be looked at rather than the upfront cost. So from a total cost of ownership perspective, the battery electric trucks already make a better sense for your businesses. I would request the businesses in this hall to just go and see the pilots that are running and the pilot that you are going to bring out in September. These are running between cities like Bangalore, Chennai, where there is fast charging network already developed. 360 kilowatt fast charging has been developed between those two cities. And companies like Delivery, they are running 40 ton and 50 ton even tractor trailers, not just rigid trucks. They are running the battery electric truck versions of these.
Okay. So your suggestion to the industry to move to electric and then gradually go towards hydrogen. Have I read it right?
Yeah, whenever hydrogen makes sense, they can move.
So I think there are some aspects which are unknown. We don't know cost of ownership. Sometimes we don't know cost of running. Sometimes we don't know n number of things. So with this, we have reached, since we in the morning had a very beautiful rain in the city, we started little late. I have been asked by the organizer to shrink the session into one round of question. These people who bring a lot of value to the session, lot of value to the discussion, are very well placed for all of you to consult and also ask your question offline. I know you must be having many questions, but with this we are moving to the next round of our session, where we are approaching and not only talking, we are going to bring 2 to 4 electric trucks and at least 2 hydrogen trucks between Chennai to Trichy in a 1 month time for a 30 days technical trial. These trials will give you certain data. So I will ask my co-panelists to join me. Also, organizer to include people who want to join us on the stage to reveal this technical trial time, and then we'll have a little bit information about what this trial is going to bring to the industry. Sir, please join us, and if someone can join from the organizer side, if you can call, it will be a great honor for us.
I would request Lieutenant General Dharamveer Kalra, PVSM, AVSM, retired former Director General Ordnance Services, sir, to please come up on stage to unveil this important test trial run which is being done. I would request Mr. Amit Shankar of Million Minds to also please join us. Thank you, General Kalra. Thank you, Amit, for unveiling this.
Very brief introduction will give you what trial is going to bring for us. A quick round of presentation which will take you on a lightning speed in interest of time as organizers has given. Please put the presentation on the screen so that we can take you through what is going to come in next 30 days for the industry. I have the remote in my hand. There might be some questions in your mind. In the interest of time, we may not be able to take on the stage, but we will try to take in the press conference, which is kept after this. This is being done not for only 335 kilometers, but the actual plan is to bring entire Bharatmala and Sagarmala on the e-highway network. You can see these are the stations which has been recently revealed in the same hall where we are sitting by our Honorable Minister Shri Gadkari ji as a competitor of petrol pumps, going to be coming very soon as charging stations. These are completely green and going towards net zero. After each 100 kilometers, one of these stations is going to come up. The detailing, financing and earning was unknown to the industry, how stations work. However, we know about petrol pumps. It is now in the domain. Anybody seek a financial model can also look into it. It's called annuity hybrid e-mobility. आप सब लोगों ने 9 किलोमीटर रोड बनाने वाली इस NHAI और कंट्री में आज 38 से 40 किलोमीटर रोड बढ़ते हैं, उनका ट्रांजिशन देखा है. This is one of those programs which brings that speed and accuracy. We will take you very fast. There are more than 60 slides. We don't want to go into each slide. This is the most important part of takeaway from the previous trial. आप सबके मन में एक सवाल होता है कि इलेक्ट्रिक गाड़ी लेके अगर हाईवे पे हैं और बंद हो गई तो क्या होगा. डीजल लेके हैं तो अभी क्या होता है, 1.5 से 2 घंटे में बैकअप आती है, इलेक्ट्रिक में 30 मिनट में बैकअप आती है. So that's the first point which we mentioned and which we achieved in the previous trial. Second, I have already spoken, 30% lesser price, 30% higher capex and 3 years of break even. Second trial which we did between Delhi and Jaipur, in दोनों trials में electric truck और hydrogen trucks नहीं थे. इस बार third trial में चेन्नई से त्रिची के बीच में electric और hydrogen trucks भी होंगे. This is seat cost. Somebody is interested, need not to tell. Green Cell Mobility runs buses between Delhi and 5 cities. 1200 रुपए की टिकट 300 रुपए में मिलती है if you are traveling from an electric bus. There are 2 stations in Gurgaon inaugurated by Amitabh Kant sir and Niti Aayog. Shri Suvendu Jyoti Sinha, Gadkari ji revealed this station model here in this same hall, right, last year. This is the expansion route of Bharatmala and Sagarmala, which is going to complete from Delhi to Chennai. The last slide which we want to bring in the conversation today at this stage of time is because in the interest of time, you will be able to see where India stands globally into decarbonization. So I'm skipping all this slide, technical slides of testing, what is coming up next, and going straight forward to the slide which gives us an insight of where do we stand technically on a global map. This is where you stand globally. दुनिया में सबसे ज़्यादा e-highway जर्मनी के पास हैं. Germany has conducted 2 trials, 10 kilometer, 12 kilometer. India has conducted 2 trials, 225 and 272. The third trial is going to make us work on 3,000 kilometer to 5,000 kilometer within 2030. So that's a place where our cost has also came down to 22 crore German highway to Indian highway in a beta version, 1 crore per kilometer only. So I would not take much of your time. If time permits, only 1 or 2 questions we'll be able to take. Our speakers are there to take maximum 2 questions. Anybody has a question, please raise your hand. Rest question we will keep in the press conference room. One guy I can see in the center, if somebody can give them a microphone quickly, short one, not so long. I'm sure I'm putting a lot of pressure on the audience also to digest everything in a short span. This has taken 4 years to reach here, but worth giving some more minutes. Identify your name and quickly ask your question.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Avichan. My question is for Abhijit, sir. Sir, previously that you have shown in the PPT that we have covered trials for 2 states, 2 highways, that is for Delhi to Agra and Delhi to Jaipur, which indicated that the trials that we have run is actually supported by the central government. But then you have showed that in the trial 3, we will be covering from the route Chennai to Trichy. So that's not a BJP rule state. So don't you think that it will be a challenging task for you so that the coordination will be working for the benefit of the trial and you will not face any challenges?
You are a student of technical studies or politics?
Sir, management.
Great, good question. Though India does not have any state-to-state plan, it has a 5,500 kilometer national plan to compete with Germany and bring e-highways on the mode. It also does not have any discrimination as union government and federal government is speaking. Chennai and Trichy, why it was picked up? Because majority of OEMs are there, majority of steel and components companies are there, but this trial will also benefit all 5,500 kilometer that we are expecting. So there is no discrimination. I don't believe that if it is happening, even sometime we face some challenge, but the state and central government must come together to read out these challenges. Otherwise, rollout of this level would not be possible. It would not be possible for a country like us. Recently, we have seen in Wayanad what has happened. Recently, we have seen into Uttarakhand. If there is a coordination gap between central and state government, you will not be able to meet natural calamities. It is a highly ambitious project. So I believe what support we have got from Tamil Nadu is at par, beautiful. There is no challenge that we have seen as of now. Any other question?
Sir, one more question. Sir, जैसे कि जर्मनी का आपने शो करा था,
Yes.
and you have also shared कि अमेरिका में भी टेस्ला ने भी चार्जिंग स्टेशंस पे वो करा था.
Little louder.
हेलो.
Yes.
सर, अमेरिका में टेस्ला ने भी चार्जिंग स्टेशंस के ऊपर ई हाईवेज इंट्रोड्यूस करे थे.
जी.
जर्मनी इसका आपने शो करा कि ओवरहेड वायरिंग का भी जो
Germany is overhead wiring, right?
Yes, sir.
हाँ.
तो यही दो मेजर टेक्नोलॉजीज है जो बाकी की कंट्रीज भी अडॉप्ट कर रहे हैं फॉर कन्वर्टिंग देयर हाईवेज इनटू ई हाईवेज.
जी.
इंडिया के लिए कौन सा टेक्नोलॉजी ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियल रहेगा ताकि हमारा जो सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ का जो गोल है वो अचीव कर पाए, और इंडिया के जो हाईवेज है उसके लिए ज़्यादा अडेप्टेबल कौन सा टेक्नोलॉजी रहेगा?
I understood your question. We have two models. One is Germany, overhead wires, and then large trucks. That is e-highway, very expensive. The other one is the Tesla model, which is on the US coast. Every other country is now going for either of the one model or the other model. India has chosen to take in the model which is the beta version of setting up charger because of limitation of manufacturing companies. Scania and Siemens has done the trial on Germany one. India, we don't have a vehicle which has overhead extended wires. We cannot do the entire electric mobility industry manufacturing revamped to produce that vehicle. Second, we also do not have power surplus for the highways. So for us, it is better to go the US model, which Tesla has, but Tesla has a very conservative iPhone type of model, only charger and match. What we have created in India is a charging station after each 100 kilometer. It is having more than 40 chargers. It is almost so strong to give you an anchoring space in that area that all type of vehicle it can charge. And these stations are capable to cover 30 kilometer beyond and 30 kilometer after. If any electric vehicle shut down, they will be able to send a backup. Not only the technical backup, but also the charger and the connector. So this gives a lot of confidence to Indian market, though we are not going with the Germany one.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. I think there are more questions. If we are allowed to take one more. Last one. This is the last one. Quick one.
Hello.
And
Hello. Hi, Mr. Sinha. Myself, Bhavishya Sethi, and I am a finance student. Sir, I was reading about NHEV, and I found it that it works on annuity hybrid e-mobility model. तो सर इस मॉडल के अंदर एक 5,000 करोड़ का इंस्ट्रूमेंट है. इसमें से सर कुछ अमाउंट डिसबर्स होना था फॉर कंस्ट्रक्शन विद इन 12 मंथ्स. पर कमिंग दिसंबर ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट एक्सपायर हो जाएगा क्योंकि अभी तक तो कोई अमाउंट ऐसा डिसबर्स हुआ नहीं है फॉर कंस्ट्रक्शन, या ये नेक्स्ट ईयर री एनेबल होगा?
I think you have asked the pain question of many of the people who are sitting here. Is climate financing is a bottleneck, whether we will be able to go beyond it or not. Me and Amit ji were discussing when we were sitting here that how this can be sped up. And definitely the 5,000 crore rupees climate funding which was created to uphold this transition, out of which all 2 trials are completed, land acquisition and surveys, these all basic works are done. This project, particularly in the February session, was in the Parliament for discussion. It was sought by the standing committee, estimate committee on the estimate from Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Heavy Industry to look into the matter that how we can speed up and at least bring out 10% of the instrument. So the instrument is of 5,000 crore. At least 10% of 500 crores will be invested in the immediately deployable routes for which we are doing this trial of truck. So might be decision coming in the monsoon session from the parliament to look into the power and petroleum PSU's interest to own these stations. It is yet to be done. Session चल रहा है अभी, लेकिन कम से कम 500 करोड़ हम इलेक्ट्रिक ट्रक्स और हाइड्रोजन ट्रक्स के डिप्लॉयमेंट के ऊपर चेन्नई त्रिची पे कर पाएंगे. So that's the one carve out which we am seeing coming very, very quick.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Quick one, very fast. We have a session coming up.
Yeah, I'm from logistics industry, from Loginex, a US-based company, and we do aid and relief for US government. I have a quick question here. Just want to give a background. We had secured a big project for transportation from different suppliers in India to Nhava Sheva port last year, and at the final kickoff it got stopped because the US company said you will be emitting more carbon emissions because you'll be using road.
Anything related to this which I'll be able to answer, I will not be able to answer.
The thing is, I got this project again, and we are a carbon neutral company, but would like to know how soon you will be commercializing this into cargo industry, because this is a trial one you are mentioning.
Yes.
So how soon it will get commercialized?
मैं आपका आसानी से उत्तर दे देता हूँ. जहाँ जहाँ ट्रायल हुए हैं, ट्रायल होने का तरीका ये होता है कि टेम्पररी चार्जर लगाए जाते हैं, टेम्पररी OEM से गाड़ियाँ मांगी जाती हैं, 1 महीने के लिए चलाई जाती हैं. जो डेटा निकलता है उसको फिर ऑगमेंट करके पैन इंडिया प्लान बनाया जाता है, जिसपे टोटल कॉस्ट ऑफ ओनरशिप पर किलोमीटर पर टन ये सब निकाले जाते हैं, तो कि इंडस्ट्री अपना स्टेक उसमें से ले सके, जिनको डिसीजन लेना है वो इन्फॉर्मेशन ले सके. जब जब ट्रायल हुए हैं दिल्ली जयपुर पे, दिल्ली आगरा पे, आज तक ना वो गाड़ियाँ वापस आईं ना वो चार्जर वापस आए. वो अभी भी चल रहे हैं, लगे हुए हैं. So I am going to bring electric trucks and hydrogen trucks on Chennai Trichy. Nothing will come up, because when we go back and we ask operator कि हमारा चार्जर वापस कर दो, they say आप अपना चेक लीजिए, जाइए, ये profitable है. So with this, I think we can end the session, and no time for any other questions, but I am welcoming each one of you. I know there are a lot of media persons who have came to cover this trial and who have came to take this press release with us. We have a setup of boardroom after in the right side of the hall. All of you who are interested to take more question answer with us are happy. I'm welcoming each one of them. Any closing remark which you seek from our speakers are also you are welcome to ask them off the stage. Thank you so much for being so kind and generous.
Thank you, sir, for this very enlightening session. I'm sure the logistics industry is looking forward to the commercialization of this whenever it happens. I would now request Mr. Amit Shankar of Million Minds to please come on stage and present our speakers with mementos. We are grateful to them for coming here and sharing the wealth of their knowledge with everyone. We will also be presenting our speakers with a small kit from Om Logistics. So I would request you to please present a memento and this kit to Mr. Anirudh Nadla of ICCT. A memento and gift for Mr. Udhav Kumar. Anirudh, I request you to please remain on stage. A memento and gift for Mr. Anand Mimani. And a memento and gift for Mr. Abhijit Sinha. I request all of you to please gather for a group photograph. Please give a huge round of applause to all our speakers. Thank you so much for your insights. Everybody.